The call came while I was tying my cufflinks. A cheerful reminder. A soft voice. Her voice. "Don't be late tonight," she said. "The reservation's under Mr. Johnson." I remember the way the words slid out of her mouth. Too smooth. Too casual. Like she'd practiced it on someone else first. I didn't react. I'd learned long ago that silence is the sharpest blade. When I arrived at the restaurant, the air was warm with laughter and polished silver. Soft music, candlelight, a place built for promises. The waiter stepped in front of me before I could move farther inside. "Reservation only, sir." I nodded. "I have one. Under Mr. Johnson." His reaction was almost theatrical. A suppressed laugh, a raised brow, and then his hand lifted, pointing across the room. "Sir, Mr. and Mrs. Johnson are already here." Already here? Already seated? Already celebrating? And there she was, my wife, leaning forward, laughing, touching another man's wrist like it belonged to her, like it had always belonged to her. Something in me snapped quietly, like a thread pulled from a seam. No sound, no scream, just a steady internal unraveling. I walked toward their table with the calm of a man approaching his own shadow. That was the night the truth began to surface, piece by piece, like a body rising from a frozen lake. And I didn't even know yet that this betrayal was only the first. The man she was with looked ordinary. That was the first insult. Ordinary shirt, ordinary smile, ordinary hand resting exactly where mine had rested thousands of times. She lifted her head when she sensed me nearing. I saw her pupils dilate. Shock, fear, guilt, all fighting to be first. "John, what are you doing here?" she stammered. "Our anniversary," I said softly. "Remember?" Her lover froze, fork midway to his mouth. I didn't look at him. I kept my eyes on her. My wife. My stranger. The waiter hovered nearby, embarrassed. My wife forced a laugh. "This is a misunderstanding." Misunderstanding. The word burned. I wanted to scream, to flip the table, to shake the truth out of her. Instead, I just stood, silent, patient, cold, because something deeper gnawed inside me, something older than this moment, something she didn't know I'd been sensing for months, a shift in her tone, a hidden password on her phone, a sudden interest in late-night work. Betrayal never arrives loudly. It seeps in quietly, drip by drip, until the entire room floods. She begged me with her eyes not to make a scene. The man glanced at her, then at me, trying to measure the threat. He had no idea. I stepped back. "You enjoy your dinner," I whispered. Her mouth opened, but no sound came out. The guilt was all the confession I needed that night. I walked away, leaving her with her trembling hands, her ruined smile, her ordinary man. But it didn't end there, because the next morning another betrayal arrived, one I never expected. It came from someone else, someone younger, someone who had shouted, "If you want to join Thanksgiving, come wash the dishes." My daughter-in-law, her voice, her arrogance, and later her desperation when she saw my villa in Switzerland. 71 missed calls. People show their true colors when they think you have nothing, and when they discover you had everything. In the days after the restaurant incident, I became a ghost moving through my own life. I didn't confront. I observed. Her phone habits changed again. More secrecy, more meetings, a new fragrance on her clothes. But what struck me most was how she avoided my eyes, as if the truth was written in mine and she feared reading it. She thought silence meant ignorance. She didn't know silence was my weapon. Quietly, I began assembling the pieces. Phone records first. Late-night calls to a number not saved in her contacts. Short conversations, long ones, a pattern forming like a bruise. Then the location logs. Hidden, but not hidden enough. addresses that didn't match her stories. I visited the restaurant again alone, spoke to the same waiter, asked nothing, just watched his reaction when I mentioned Mr. Johnson. His hesitation confirmed everything. Meanwhile, my daughter-in-law's tantrum over Thanksgiving played on repeat in my mind. Her entitlement, her disdain, her belief that I was just an old man with nothing to offer but dishes to scrub. When I sent the photos of my villa, my quiet sanctuary in Switzerland, her silence broke into frantic calls. 71 calls, back to back. Funny how quickly respect grows when wealth appears. I ignored all of it, because I had work to do. I hired a discreet investigator, not to destroy her, but to illuminate what was already broken. I needed truth, not revenge. Truth always comes first. Every night I lay beside my wife, listening to her breathing, studying the tension in her shoulders, measuring the lies. I wasn't angry anymore. Anger is loud. I had become quiet. Quiet is worse. Quiet means calculation. Quiet means control. Quiet means the storm is no longer coming, it's already here, and no one has noticed. The report arrived on a Wednesday morning. A neat envelope, a single clip, a truth heavy enough to crush the floor beneath me. Photos, receipts, recordings, hotel logs, dates that aligned too perfectly with her excuses. She wasn't just cheating, she was building a second life, one where I didn't exist. When she came home that evening, she found the envelope on the dining table, placed exactly between her usual seat and mine. She froze. "John, what is this?" I didn't speak, I didn't move. I just watched her open it. Her fingers trembled as each photo slid out. Her face drained. Her breathing crashed into sharp, frantic pieces. Finally, she looked up, eyes glossy, mouth quivering. "It's not what it looks like." The most predictable sentence in the world. I leaned forward slightly, my voice steady. "Which part?" She broke. Truly broke. Collapsing into the chair, sobbing into her hands, choking on confessions she'd kept buried. I stayed still. Stillness was my victory. She begged me for a chance. She begged me to speak. She begged me to feel something. But the truth had already done what it came to do. It emptied me. I waited until her sobs softened into quiet sniffles. Then I placed my phone on the table, screen facing upward. 71 missed calls from the daughter-in-law who once ordered me to wash dishes. Calls made after she saw what I truly owned. My wife stared at the screen, confused. "What? What does this have to do with—" "Everything," I said. "Because betrayal isn't always singular. It breeds. It spreads. It reveals. I let everyone believe I had nothing," I continued, "and they treated me exactly how they valued me." She swallowed hard. "I didn't marry you for money." "No," I said. "You just found someone else to spend time with." Her face twisted in pain. Then I delivered the final blow. Not with anger, not with shouting, but with calm precision. The villa in Switzerland, I'm transferring it to a trust. Everything else follows. You won't be part of any of it. Her breath hitched. "John, please don't do this." I stood, buttoned my coat, looked at the woman I once loved. "You already did." I left her at the table, the same table where her truth had collapsed. The house felt lighter when I walked through it alone. Silence no longer felt like a punishment. It felt like a return. Later that night my phone buzzed again, my daughter-in-law calling non-stop. I blocked her. One tap. Quiet. Then I blocked my wife. I didn't need thanks. I didn't need apologies. I didn't need closure from any of them. My closure was simple. I walked out of the life they thought they could manipulate. I closed the door behind me. And for the first time in a long time, it stayed closed.